Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. Okay. We will start the presentation today. My topic today is ICT tools for teaching and learning in higher education institutions. Higher education institutions are nothing but colleges and universities starting from the graduation level. So, ICT tools, I'm sure all of you have heard of ICT tools ever since the COVID pandemic. We have started using ICT tools very widely. Till then, they were there from almost 2009. We have been having ICT tools in India, but they became very prominent during the time of pandemic, and from then on we have been doing many things online. So let us start our presentation today. Can we have the next slide? Yes, these are the contents of my presentation. First, we'll start with introduction, meaning, scope, history, types of ICT tools, features, ICT tools in higher education institutions, and ICT initiatives in India, the benefits of ICT, challenges of ICT. Next, please. Strategies to include ICT, basic ICT tools, ICT tools for online classes, ICT tools for science, ICT tools for maths, ICT tools for assessment, ICT tools for presentations, ICT tools for studying, and finally, conclusion. Okay? So let us dive into our presentation with introduction. Now, what is ICT? ICT is an acronym, as you can see. The full form of ICT is Information and Communication Technology. So, let us try to understand what that is. Information and Communication Technology. So, ICT tools means the tools which are used for spreading information and the tools which are used to communicate with one another. Okay, so these are the set of tools that give us information that help us in communication, and they are all technical. Means they use electronics. Okay, so these are the ICT tools, and ICT tools are found in different modes like audio, visual, telephone, TV, computer, and satellite systems. In all these modes, we find ICT tools. Okay, so audio, I'm sure you can understand it. It is something to do with listening. Visual, something which we see, and telephone, which we listen again. TV, we have audio visual on TV. Computer also same, and satellite systems. Through satellite we can connect to different parts of the world, isn't it? So these are all the modes through which the ICT tools can be functioning. Okay, now let us have the next slide. What is the meaning of ICT? Information and Communication Technology. The meaning is in education, it is using various digital tools to support and optimize the learning experience for the students and improve the effectiveness and efficiency of teaching methods for educators. So, this definition has two parts. The first part is regarding the students, and the second part is regarding the educators, the teachers. Okay, so let me try to explain both the parts. First, let us see the student part. It is a digital tool which supports and optimizes the learning experience for the students. Supports and optimizes. Supports means it will help the student to learn the subject. That way it supports. And optimize. Optimize means it will increase the experience of the student. The student will have a better experience of knowledge through ICT tools. Okay, so it will optimize, it will support. Okay, now regarding teachers, it will improve the effectiveness and efficiency of teaching methods. That means whenever a teacher teaches, her or his aim is for the student to understand what we are saying, isn't it? We communicate through our lessons and we want our students to understand the concept clearly. Now, for understanding this concept clearly, teacher relies on her knowledge. Yes, true. But if we take the help of ICT, that can be our assistant. ICT cannot replace a teacher, but it can supplement a teacher. It can help as a tool for the teacher to make her or his lessons more effective, means better and easy to understand for the students, and it improves the efficiency of our teaching methods. For example, if I'm teaching biology or zoology, I draw something on blackboard and teach, isn't it? But in ICT tools, we can directly show the 3D image of that, and so that the students can have a better experience of it, better understanding of it, and it will be easier for the teacher to show the model and teach, isn't it? So that is how it will improve the effectiveness and the efficiency of the teaching methods for the educators. So this is how ICT will help both the students as well as the teachers. Okay, next slide please. Scope. What is the scope of ICT? The scope of ICT is very, very wide. Now, just for most homely example, can we think of our life without our mobile phone? Everything is inside the mobile phone, isn't it? All our information, payments, contacts, groceries, booking tickets, everything, banking, everything we can do with the help of the mobile. One single device, it can perform so many tasks. And mobile is also an ICT device, isn't it? Okay. So you can understand the scope of it just by looking at your own mobile. So ICT tools have such long and wide applications. They are applicable to every part of our life. So even in teaching, they can perform so many tasks. Okay, so it has so many parts like the software, middleware, storage, audiovisual systems, etc. Software is what we use in our devices, isn't it? It will help the device run. The device itself is hardware and we put software in it, isn't it? And audio-visual systems. Audio-visual systems are nothing but our mobile where we can see people, we can talk with people, we can use both modes. And it will help the users to access information, to store information, to transmit means to send it to others, to manipulate. Manipulate means you can change the information and send it in a new way. Okay. So ICT devices help us to access information, means to get information and to store it in our mobile or in our any electronic device. To transmit means you can send it to others. To manipulate, you can change and send also. So it has so many wide different applications. Okay, next slide please. Yeah, history of ICT. How did ICT start? ICT started way back during the World Wars. That was the first time that ICT was ever used. But because it was wartime, it was mainly used by the military people to send information and to receive information. Because during wars, information is very, very precious, isn't it? Military secrets are very, very precious. They can change lives of people. They are the matters of life and death. So in such situations, ICT was first used. But later, after World Wars, there came the period of peace. And then we started using ICT in our business spheres also. Later, education spheres also started using ICT. John Eckert and John McQueen. These two people, they have invented the first commercial computer. Computer was designed way back, but I am just talking about the commercial computers which came to be used by all the people. Okay. So that is when it has started. And then there is Dennis Stevenson in 1997 who started using ICT tools for education. That is when it has started. In the Western countries, it has started in 1997. They started using ICT tools for education. Okay, and that was started by Dennis Stevenson. But in India, it started in 2004. In 2004, our government declared that ICT tools should be used in education, and they started giving encouragement for government institutions to install satellite television to teach students in rural areas. So it was a practice to teach remote areas to give them information about different subjects. There were e-schools. So which each and every school had a specific time where they switch on the TV and the lesson will play. So that was used way back in 2004. And later on in 2010, this policy was modified and they have introduced ICT on a broader scale. But ever since the pandemic, that was the real turning point when ICT became a very, very prominent part of education from then on. Okay, next slide, please. Types of ICT tools. Now, there are different types of ICT tools. So, let us try to understand the different classifications of these tools. The first classification is informative tools, the tools which provide us information. Okay, what are they? They are internet, network, and drives, Google Drives, and all those things. Okay, now these type of informative tools, they contain large amounts of information. Okay, so that is why they are called informative tools, because they consist large amounts of information which can be used by teachers as well as students. Okay, so through internet, Google search, we can find so many things, isn't it? And in drives also, we can store a lot of information and we can access it wherever we go. We can do that also. And next is situating tools. Situating tools are the tools which give us detailed information of something which we can't see with our eyes. For example, if you are teaching a biology lesson, okay, and if you want to teach the nervous system of a frog, for example, I'm teaching about the nervous system of a frog. So the nervous system of the frog is not visible for our naked eyes, isn't it? But if we use situating tools, we can simulate and we can see virtually what is inside the frog. The internal organs of the frog can be seen through the 3D model through simulation. Now, such tools are called situating tools. Okay? The next is constructive tools. What are the constructive tools? Constructive tools are used for creating something. Best example is MS Office. You have Word, you have Excel, you have all these different components of MS Office, isn't it? So I can create a file. I can create a file on MS Office, isn't it? I can create a mark sheet in MS Excel, isn't it? So that is construction tools because you're creating something with the help of the software. Okay. Next is communicative tools. Communicative tools obviously are used for communication, to talk with one another, to send information to one another. So they connect people. Best example is email and teleconference. Right now we are having a teleconference, isn't it? We are doing it on Google Meet. So this, and sometimes we can do chat also. Without seeing the person, we can send the messages, isn't it? Now, these are all communicative tools. The next one is collaborative tools. Collaborative tools are the tools which are used by a team of people. We can form a team and we can work from different places simultaneously, as if we are in the same room. Okay, the people are in different places, but they can work together as if they are in the same room with the help of technology. Okay, so that is how we have done work from home, isn't it? During the pandemic. So the work is delegated to people, and they sit at their respective homes and take part in the meeting, just as how we are doing right now. So it is used, these collaborative tools are used for delegation of work, they are used for discussions, they are used for interacting with people, and the best examples are spreadsheets, forms. In Google Form, we all post different kinds of information which can be accessed by all of us simultaneously. The same thing happens with spreadsheets. I'll be working one part of the spreadsheet, another person will be working another part of the spreadsheet, and we put information, everybody can see it, isn't it? So that is a collaborative tool because it helps us work in a team without actually being present there. Okay, so these are the different types of tools: informative, situating, constructive, communicative, and collaborative tools. So these are the different types of tools in ICT. Okay, can we have the next slide? Yeah. What are the features of ICT tools? The features of ICT tools are many, but I have picked only the most important ones. Okay. The first one is variety. As I have been telling right from the beginning of this presentation, ICT tools are various in number. Okay, there are different types, isn't it? There are audio tools, there are video tools, there are audio visual tools, there are storage tools, there are transmitting tools, there are receptor tools. So many kinds of tools are there, isn't it? So it has a lot of variety. And when there is a lot of variety, it will be very flexible. The mode will be very flexible, isn't it? You can use it at home, you can use it at office, you can use it while traveling, you can use it wherever you want. You can use it in whichever time you want. Through ICT, you can learn in the morning also, you can learn in the evening, you can learn at the middle of the night also if you have time. Okay. So it is very flexible mode. And motivate. Now, when something has a lot of variety and it is very flexible, naturally people will be motivated, isn't it? Because if you can learn conveniently whenever you want, people will be more attracted to it. That is why we have lot of people doing online degrees right now, isn't it? Many students I have seen, they are doing some short online courses. Many faculty also are enrolling for short online courses because it is very motivating, it is very flexible, and it is very easy, convenient also. Okay, so that is why they motivate people to learn. And these ICT tools are very useful for applications. Application in the sense you can use it in different modes. You can use it for teaching, you can use it for learning, you can use it for assessments, you can use it for creation, you can use it for transmission. So there are so many ways in which ICT tools can be applied. Okay. And most importantly, ICT tools are best for communication. The name itself is that, isn't it? ICT, information and communicative tools. So the chief keystone or the cornerstone of ICT tools is communication. So these are the features of ICT tools: variety, flexibility, motivation, application, and communication. Okay? Yeah. So next slide, please. ICT in higher education institutions, Indian context. As I told you, ICT was started in 2004, but government made an amendment in 2010. Okay. Now for higher education, ICT tools have started in 2009, the National Mission on Education through Information and Communication Technology, NMEICT 2009. This is where it all started. The government itself made a resolution that ICT tools are going to be established and employed in higher education in India. So 2000 is the starting point for this. 2009, sorry, is the starting point for this. And within a very short span of time, the government made a survey and they have discovered that with the introduction of ICT, the enrollment of the students in higher education has increased tremendously. Okay. It is called the gross enrollment rate, GER. Means the number of people who are applying for higher education in India has increased considerably ever since the government adopted ICT tools. So, because of this, the government was so encouraged that they have started online courses, they have started making e-content, they have started strengthening the infrastructure of educational institutions, and they even started using ICT tools for developing vocational skills in our Indian students. So government has taken a very keen interest in developing ICT tools in India because the government wants to make India digital India. Okay. So next, please. Yeah, ICT initiatives in India. Now, I'm concentrated only on higher education institutions. If you go to school level, there are still more initiatives, a lot more. Okay, you can look into internet for all those things. Since this presentation is concentrating on higher education institutions, I have confined myself only to the higher education institution initiatives that are taken up by the government, Indian government, Ministry of Education. If you want more information about these initiatives, I would suggest that you refer to the Department of Education, Government of India website. They have complete information about all these things that I'm going to discuss right now. Okay, they have complete information, they have complete links also are provided on the page itself. Okay, now let us start to see what the initiatives are. The first initiative is Swayam. I'm sure most of you might have heard of Swayam courses. Nowadays, every college, almost every college, they are taking this Swayam. And it has a lot of a plethora of online courses are offered through Swayam with absolute full detailed course content. You need not go and refer outside also. Such information, such wonderful information they give through Swayam. Lot of courses are there and many of the courses are very short term courses. Okay. And you might have heard of NPTEL also that are given by none other than Indian Institute of Technology, IITs. They have created the course content and all the study lectures are given by the professors of IIT. And Swayam also has very good learning videos. They have assignments, they have MCQs. In every each and every way, it is a very fulfilled course. We need not think that this is an online course, so this will be okay. No, it is not like that. Though it is an online course, they have given full-fledged information in this type of courses. Okay. Next is Swayam Prabha. Swayam Prabha is a website where they have lot of e-content, means they have lot of lessons on all subjects. Next is National Digital Library. It has e-books. Complete e-books are there. We can access them. We have to take the subscription, and with the help of subscription, we can easily access these books and we can study them. We can use them for our reference, for our presentations, everything. Next is Shodh Ganga. People who go for research are definitely familiar with Shodh Ganga because it has all the thesis in electronic form. So every thesis that is done by Indian scholars is given there in electronic form. You can refer to it, you can take information, you can take inspiration, you can take guidance from these e-thesis. Next is Shodh Sindhu. Shodh Sindhu has all journals in digital form. You can access any journal through this Shodh Sindhu. And next is e-Pathshala. E-Pathshala has textbooks. All textbooks on all subjects are easily available on e-Pathshala. Next is e-Yantra. E-Yantra is for engineering subjects. Next is National Internship Portal. Now we can make our students uh, register in this portal and they can get internships. They can do short-term internships. They will be given certificates also, which are very valuable. Next is Vidwan. Vidwan is a website used for research. There is lot of information on Vidwan, but both Vidwan and Shodh Suddhi and Shodh Ganga, Shodh Sindhu, all these things you need subscription. Subscription should be taken by the institution, not by a person. Your institution should take the subscription, and through the subscription, we can access these sites. If we try to access individually, we will not be allowed. So your institution should take subscription for this, and the entire institution can use this facility, which is very uh, recommended and useful for both students as well as faculty. So Shodh Suddhi, last website that is used for plagiarism check. So you can check your own documents there and it will tell you about the plagiarism content and percentage. Depending on that, you can submit your articles. Okay, so these are very good websites. So if you are interested in pursuing online courses or research facilities, these websites are very useful. Next, please. Benefits of ICT. What are the different benefits of having ICT tools? The first one is competency-based curricula. Now, previously in education, the concentration was on obtaining a degree. Okay. Depending on the degree, people used to get jobs previously. But now, uh, people are looking for skills more than degree. They want degree, I don't deny that. But people are looking for skills. They want people with different skills, different competencies. So that is why even the curriculum should teach students different skills. Next is student-centered learning. In ICT, the student is the main role. The student has the main role. The student is responsible for his or her own education. So that is why this type of teaching concentrates on student. Flexible study mode. I have already explained this. Flexible means anytime. Whenever the student is ready, whenever the student has the mood to study, they can study through ICT. Communicative and collaborative. ICT tools help us in communication. They also help us in doing teamwork. So that is why they are collaborative. And next, industrial ready. They make students ready for job directly through short-term courses, through internships, through small projects, mini projects, all these things. The students get exposed to the industrial environment so easily that once they step into the industry for job, they don't require much training. If they undergo all these things, they will be industry ready. Okay, next is it is very cost effective and time saving. ICT tools is one time investment. The material is costly, I agree, but once you have the material ready, it can be used for many, many years. So it is just one time investment. Once the setup is done in the college or any institution, definitely it will benefit generations of students. So that is why it is cost effective and it is time saving also. Very less time can be, in a very less time, you can explain a very difficult concept very easily through ICT. It bridge digital divide. There is a digital divide in India. There are people who are very, very suave and very happy with technology. There are people who still have problems understanding technology and fumble with technology. It is partly due to the age barrier and partly due to the rural urban divide. Because in rural areas, still there are many places where digital knowledge is not still accessible easily. I don't say every village. There are many villages I know where there is good network and where there are people who are very digitally suave, but still, there are many remote areas where digital knowledge is not yet so strong. Okay, so this digital divide can be bridged if we adopt ICT tools in learning. Because when students learn ICT even in remote areas, then technology definitely will happen in a faster way in rural areas also. Because our students is our future. Next is enhanced student experience. It will help the student understand the subject easily. To understand and not just understand, to experience also. For example, if we are studying physics or chemistry, if we can see the experiment directly in an audiovisual way, definitely that the student will understand the concept more easily and he will or she will be able to experience it personally. And that way they can remember it well. When they see, they can remember well. So that way, this technology, ICT, will help the students in a big way. Okay, next. Benefits of ICT continued. It improves the education, not just education, it improves the administration process also. Nowadays, everything for every course we have counseling, isn't it? We apply online, we take choices options online, and after that the students approach the colleges and they pay fees online. Everything is online, isn't it? So administrative process also becomes very transparent and easy and rapid because of ICT. So ICT is helping not just in teaching, it is also helping in administration. And next, research skills. Without ICT, we cannot think of research at all. Because for each and every kind of research, we need ICT. We need to uh, take our information, store it, and we need to compare it with the similar research that is happening elsewhere in the world. And for all these things, ICT can be used. Next is faculty professional development. Each and every faculty is now supposed to develop themselves academically, and they have to keep enhancing themselves regarding knowledge, regarding adopting to technology, etc. And all these things are possible only when faculty have faculty development programs. Just like how we are having this now, we need to have more programs like this to understand and to bring awareness about different subjects. Okay. Next, transparency in institutional practices. Now, because of ICT, as I told, the administration has come under ICT, isn't it? Now, the running of the college also is depending on ICT, isn't it? We have software for attendance, we have software for marks, for putting marks, we have software for showing the marks in different patterns for NAC. We have all these accreditations where the entire work of the administration and the studying, teaching, assessing, all these parts come under one umbrella, that is ICT. So ICT is helping to all the stakeholders, not just the students, the teachers, the administrators, the parents, for each and everyone, ICT is helpful right now. Okay. And it is transparent. Why? Because they can put all the information directly on net. See, now in the college website, you can see the schedule of the college, you can see the faculty of the college, you can see the marks of the, top rankers, you can see all the information regarding the college, isn't it? When and where it is happening, what are the events that are conducted, what are the development programs that are conducted, each and everything is clearly visible to the parent and the student, everybody, isn't it? So that is why there is a lot of transparency in the institutional practices. And next, for accreditation, for NAC and all the other accreditations, this ICT is very helpful because whenever we make a file, we can copy it digitally, we can transmit it, and we can keep improvising on it. It will help us to improve ourselves. It will help us to improve the quality of our institutions. So it can also give communication to all stakeholders. All the stakeholders are obviously the parents, the teachers, the students, and the management of the institution. So all these people, they can communicate freely with the help of ICT. Nowadays, the parent gets information about the student on the very same day, whether they have attended the college or not. Immediately, the marks are given, they are posted on the website, they are sent to the parents, and they are submitted to the university. As soon as the internal exam is conducted, the marks are posted on the website for the university. So like that, everything, everywhere communication is happening through ICT. There is wide range of content. As I told, the content is available in all forms. It is available as audio, video. It is available as lessons which can be read. So in every way, possible way, content is made for the help of both students as well as teachers in ICT. And next is standard assessment. Now ICT can be used for assessing also. We can post the marks, we can put a criteria, we can make a formula, and depending on that we can put the marks also. And for it has made easy. ICT tools had made these things to perform all these duties easily for all the teachers. Okay, next. Challenges of ICT. What are the challenges of ICT? There are, for everything, whichever technology we take, there is always some kind of roadblocks are always there because it is not so easy to implement different technologies. The first challenge that we can talk about is data privacy and security. It is very convenient to put all the information on internet, isn't it? But mostly we see that there are many cyber attacks nowadays, isn't it? Data is very easily stolen. So we are putting so much of information about the college, about the student, about everything on internet, so it should be protected properly. There should be security, there should be privacy for all the data, because the entire data of the student is put on internet, isn't it? Starting from parents, their income, everything is put on internet. So that is why such information is very sensitive. So these in kind of information should be given total privacy as well as security. And next, user friendly. Any technology, it should be first user friendly. Only then people will be able to use it happily. So that is why ICT tools should be made in such a way that they are easily used by the users. Next, cultural differences. Sometimes what happens is the lessons that are prepared in one culture may not be suitable for lessons that are prepared in this culture. Suppose if I am talking about a snowfall or a day where there was a lot of snow, people in South India, I don't say they don't understand, but they don't really connect to it because we don't have that much of snowfall in South. Very few places have a snowfall in South. So that is why we understand it because we might have seen it on TV or somewhere. We might understand it, but we don't connect to it so easily. Similarly, the festivals that are some festivals are very unique and very limited to South. Some festivals are limited to North, isn't it? Some festivals are limited to Western countries. Some festivals are not celebrated here. So these cultural differences make some ICT content difficult for others to understand and to connect. So this care should be taken by content developers, people who develop lessons and content for the students should always keep this in mind. They have to think of the cultural differences and they have to respect what is right in one culture may not be right in another culture. That also happens. These are all very sensitive issues. Now, these things should be taken into account and considered very carefully by the content developers. Otherwise, ICT will not become very successful. Okay, next is lack of infrastructure. Sorry, lack of training to teachers. There are many teachers who are well versed in ICT thanks to pandemic. But there are still in some areas, some teachers are still not very happy with technology. So for such teachers, there should be extensive training that should be provided by each and every institution. Because unless the institution provides, it won't be possible for the teachers to go out and learn somewhere, isn't it? So it's better the institutions themselves conduct these programs so that their staff are very well versed in ICT tools and they can teach their own students so that it will be easy for everybody to uh, get benefits from ICT. Next is lack of infrastructure. In some schools and other institutions, funding is very difficult. They don't have necessary funds to establish ICT. ICT, we have to agree, is very costly. But as I told, it is also a one-time cost. Once the institution invests in this, many generations of students can benefit. So that is why I think all the institutions should take initiative, at least phase wise. Every year they should develop a little by little. If they develop like that, at least in few years, all the institutions in India will have good ICT tools and the benefits will be reaped by the generations of the students. And next is lack of integration. There should be integrating of ICT as well as conventional teaching. It should go side by side. We can't have ICT sessions separately, isn't it? ICT should be integrated along with our day-to-day teaching. And that can be done only through development of courses in such a way. Now, I teach English personally, so we have certain exercises that are integrated, like we have listening component, we have watching component. So for these things, we integrate ICT into our lessons and teach. So we are able to use ICT. I'm not sure about other subjects because I have seen physics and such subjects also, they use virtual labs, but I'm not very sure about other subjects. So, what I'm trying to say is we should be able to blend it along with our conventional teaching. Only then it will be successful. And lack of funding, I have already talked about it in infrastructure. Learn readiness. This is also sometimes a problem, not always. Usually, students are very enthusiastic when we use ICT tools. That is what I have observed. But sometimes there might be some kind of reluctance, especially when we have speaking sessions. Students are very, very afraid. Sometimes some people have stage fear, so they won't be so ready. So you just have to encourage them a lot, push them, make them, give them some kind of incentive and make them do the tasks. So learner readiness, not a very serious problem. Sometimes there might be. And digital divide, as I have already spoken about it, it is the divide between people who are happy with the technology and who are still reluctant and in the learning phase of technology. But I'm sure this problem can be solved over the time. In a few years, definitely there will be more of ICT in our own private lives, so that maybe even in remote areas, when there is lot of digital awareness that is happening, definitely in a few years that this divide will be bridged and ICT will come into full force. Okay, next slide, please. Strategies to include ICT. How can we include ICT in our classes? The first thing, as I have already mentioned, faculty training. Every institution should make it mandatory for all the teachers to be digitally aware, to be digitally complete, in control of using digital devices. That should be insisted upon in all institutions. Then we can implement ICT very, very happily. Next is government initiatives. We have already discussed government initiatives. The government has started in a big way endorsing ICT, but I think that still more initiatives should be taken by the government to make ICT happen in a big way. Because our country is so large, any number of initiatives will be very less. So I think government should provide more initiatives, include more subjects, and not just for higher institution, even for the lower institutions also, government should have lot of initiatives. They already have, but I think there should be more. Next, funding. Regarding remote areas, I think if the government gives at least half of the fund or something like that, some kind of incentive if the government gives, definitely ICT will happen more rapidly and the digital divide will be bridged more rapidly. So for that, we need better funding by the government. And next, diversified content. This also I have discussed. We need to take into consideration the culture of the students and all the practices of the students and to handle sensitive information and knowledge in a very responsible manner. And that can be done by providing diversified content. We should provide content which can suit the culture of the students. That care should be taken definitely by the content developers. And awareness in all stakeholders, not just the teacher, not just the student, even the management as well as the parents should be aware of ICT. They should be made aware of ICT. More campaigns should be conducted, not just for faculty, even for parents. I think we have to conduct short sessions for them to bring awareness about ICT, so that they can do their part at home with the students. So I think everybody should be involved to make this happen, to make this a success in a big way. And now strong infrastructure. Uh, every colleges and other higher institutions nowadays, they are going through a phase called accreditation. Because of this accreditation, new things and new infrastructure is being developed in almost every college. This should progress. This is a good beginning, but this should progress more, and they should develop strong infrastructure in each and every education institution so that we can give best education for our students. Okay, next. Basic tools in higher education. What are the basic tools that are used in higher education? Let us see them. Interactive whiteboard. Now, this is a board which is virtual, and the teacher can put the question, the students can put the answers, the teacher can put corrections. So it is interactive. It can be done simultaneously by the teachers and students, and it keeps refreshing itself every few seconds, so that it will all the students will be able to access it at the same time. And next, overhead projector for projecting PPTs and other slides, etc. Of course, computers we have, and software. We have different software now. For language classes, we have particular software. For virtual labs in physics and chemistry, we have different software. So different softwares are used for giving e-content to the students. And next, MS Office. Of course, we have this in every institution. MP3 player. This can be used for doing audio exercises in languages. And USB is a storage device, of course. Emails are used for both students, teachers, as well as within the institution. WhatsApp. Now we have WhatsApp groups. I'm sure all of us know this. We have WhatsApp groups for all the students, isn't it? For all classes, we have different WhatsApp groups. For staff, we have WhatsApp groups. For administrators, we have WhatsApp groups. So through these groups, it is easier to communicate and to conduct the different activities in our schools and colleges. And administrative software, as I have told, we have software for attendance, for library maintenance, for gym maintenance, for marks maintenance. For all these things, we have different software. Next, please. Yeah, ICT tools for online classes. What are the tools that can be used for teaching online? First and foremost is Google Classroom. We can put all the students in this particular software, and we can have a class, we can have interaction, question answer sessions, everything can be done. Google Forms can be used for collecting information. They can also be used for conducting quiz and all. Google Meet, Zoom, and Cisco. We have used all these platforms during pandemic for our virtual classes. Next is virtual labs. As I have mentioned, they are usually used for physics, chemistry, and all these science subjects. We can teach different subjects through virtual labs. We can also have YouTube educative videos. We use this for language classes, and other people like mathematics and all, they also use YouTube educative videos. E-resources for higher education. Project Gutenberg. Project Gutenberg has lot of ebooks which are available free of cost. Next is Gestor. Gestor is journal storage. It stores the journals across the disciplines all over the world. Any journal you can access through Gestor. But you need a Gestor pass, which can be taken by the institution or you can take it individually also. Then again, it is also a very big database which gives us different types of journals. We can directly access them from there, and it is very useful. You can access it through subscription. And Ithaca is it's a database which has all the newspaper articles. So we can take registration in this and we can access any newspaper article from this. So these are a few online resources that can be used for our online classes. Okay, next, ICT tools for science. So people who teach science, you can use these tools like Discovery Education. It has many educational videos for children as well as graduate students on different subjects. Proguts. Proguts is a very interesting site. It tells us about virtual dissections. For example, if we are doing biology or zoology, we do dissections of plant and animals, isn't it? So all these things, they are done virtually on Proguts. You can directly show the student this dissection and they can see for themselves in 3D the whole process of dissection and they can learn about the internal anatomy of the plant as well as animal through Froguts. Next is Physics Classroom. This website has lot of information and also experiments, live experiments that are conducted in physics. Next, Science Friday has a lot of quiz. Cells Alive again, it tells about human body, each and every part of human body inside cells and how digestive system is, how our nervous system is, how our bone structure is, everything you can see in 3D form in Cells Alive. It is very interesting for children as well as advanced students also. Periodic table of elements. This can be used for basic chemistry students. They can learn, they can have different quiz forms, they can have lot of information easily available on periodic table. Okay, next please. ICT tools for mathematics. For mathematics, these are the tools. Desmos. Desmos is a website which gives us lot of information about graphs. They have lot of puzzles on graphs which can be solved. And if you are not able to solve, it will give you a step by step how it can be done. Okay, next is Kahoot. Kahoot, we can make quiz with Kahoot. And next, Mathway. In Mathway, each and every problem they will tell how it can be done step by step. And along with it, you can take a paper and pen and you can do along with it and learn how to do the calculation. And next, you can use Microsoft Excel and spreadsheets to solve a problem. You can do it with the students. Next is Nearpod and Peer Deck. These two websites, they have lot of interactive videos that are given, they have lot of lectures that are given on the topics of math. Okay, next please. Tools for assessment. These are the tools for teachers for conducting quiz, for conducting games, for conducting puzzles, and for conducting online tests. Class marker can be used for conducting online tests for your students. Google Forms can be used for quiz. Genially can be used for both quiz and games, and class tools can be used for quiz and puzzles. Teachers can make use of these websites so that they can give additional knowledge and they can create interest in the students, create competitiveness in the students, and an eagerness to learn. For these things, we can utilize these ICT tools. Next is ICT tools for presentation. So if you want to do a direct a lesson, like online lesson, or even if you want to integrate these your presentations along with the lesson, you can do it on SlideShare. You can use it on Prezi. Prezi is a very good software for making presentations. You can use ProVise. ProVise has touch screens. This requires advanced technology. Google Slides, just like our PowerPoint presentation, slight variation. And Mentimeter. Mentimeter is again interactive. You can have poll questions with your students. It can be used very easily through mobile phones. So that also can be used for presentations in classes. Okay, next. Tools for studying. Now these are the tools which can be used by teachers as well as the students for self-study. Okay. Cram is a site which uses flashcards. You can make flashcards on different subjects, and WRTS can be used for developing vocabulary in students. Kobo cards can be again used for flashcards. Learning pod, you can write questions and practice answers with it. And Study Blue gives us a lot of study guides on different subjects, which can be used with our teaching. So in this way, there are so many software, so many websites, so many apps that can be used in teaching ICT, uh, teaching with the help of ICT tools. Okay, next please. Conclusion. Now, after talking so much about ICT, I would like to conclude with a famous quote given by none other than our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, who is very keen on digital India. So he says IT plus IT is equal to IT. So what is IT plus IT? IT means Indian talent. IT means information technology. So when you combine Indian talent and information technology, the result is IT, India tomorrow. So we will have a better tomorrow with the help of Indian talent and information technology. So we have to combine information technology and Indian talent. So we have to combine ICT tools and our own brains so that we will have a better India tomorrow. So let us all hope that we will use ICT widely in the coming years so that we will have a bright future for our country and for our students also. So with that, I conclude my presentation for today. So I'll be happy to answer any queries which you have. Thank you.